making cream of wheat and bacon. Okay, so right now I'm making cream of wheat. And the first step of making cream of wheat is adding 4 cups of milk or water. Okay.
Easy. Good.
Second step is to cook the milk on medium. And you turn the dial in between 4 and 6 so you don't burn the milk.
Good morning, younglings. See, it's casual Sunday. I'm going to use just a little bit of salt. It adds flavor to everything and it makes it boil a little bit faster. Just a little bit. And that's enough. Okay. Bacon before. I got this mega pack. I don't want to eat it all today because there's 2 of us. So I'm going to take what I'm not using and I'm going to put it in a Ziploc bag. But still, once you open the bacon, you need to eat it within about 3 days, right? So we're going to eat about half of this, put the other half in a Ziploc bag in the fridge, but I got to eat this within 3 days because you don't want meat sitting around, okay? Cut. Okay, so this is enough for me and George. If you put it this way, it makes it kind of hard to handle. Back up some. There you go. Yeah, so, because like, yeah, it's hard to like fit the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is like cut it in half. Just like that. So that way, yeah, so that way it's easier to handle the strips of bacon and they cook more evenly. And of course you can always microwave bacon too. Microwave bacon's pretty good. It's not as good as cooking it in the pan, but it's pretty good. And so I'm going to put this like in a medium heat so I don't burn it. And it takes about 10 minutes to cook bacon. You just want to turn it a lot because it's pretty thin. So if you don't turn it, it's going to burn on one side and not on the other. So that's what we're doing. And so this is going to be going while my cream of wheat is cooking. Okay. Okay, so see right here how it's not quite boiling. It's almost, but not quite. With milk, you want to be careful because it's easy to burn. So right when it's about to start boiling, that's when you start stirring in your cream of wheat. So back up a little bit so you don't burn. There we go. And you don't want to just like dump it in because then it'll cook together. So we got my whisk. You can use a spoon or a fork, but a whisk is best. These aren't expensive. Back up a little bit so you can see everything. There we go. And thanks to my cameraman, George. So I'm just stirring. And the idea here is you just don't want it to like stick together. Now you can make cream of wheat with water, just not as good. And I'm using skim milk. If you're cooking, I recommend skim milk. Some people don't like drinking it. I started drinking it when I was young because it was fat-free. I wanted to be light when I was racing. And I just got used to it. I like it better. You even don't like the taste of drinking it. Well, cooking with it's different, and it's gonna have has like 0 fat, right? So that's why I like it, and I like the way it tastes. So I got that in. I want to bring that to a boil again. So I'm making 4 servings here. This is brown sugar, and brown sugar is kind of just unrefined. It tastes pretty good. Make sure your food tastes good. Good with breakfast. So I'm probably gonna do like 2 or 3 just spoonfuls. You have to kind of like experiment with this, but on a cold day, nothing better than hot cereal. Right, George?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna put that in there so it's cooking. And so here's what we got to do. So this is it can be kind of tricky. You want to bring it back to a boil, just to a boil, and then reduce the heat to a simmer. Now a simmer means like that it's barely on, right? Because it's already going to be super hot. So you got to boil it. You're not taking the heat off. You're just turning it way down. And so, this is an electric stovetop, and so I'm just going to like turn it down. If you have a gas stovetop, you want to turn it so you can just barely see the flame, really. So there's still some heat on it. It's not going to get cold. It's just going to. So here, look at this. All right, so I'm just going to wait. This should be boiling here pretty soon. And then for the point it starts boiling, you turn it down on this 2.5 minutes. That's how long you got to cook it for it to be just right. Cook it a little longer, it's gonna be thicker. Cook it a little less, a little soupier. I like mine a little thinner because after it starts to cool down, it's gonna thicken up, right? So see how it's boiling right there? So look right here, George. So I'm turning this down to like 2. Okay, and then I'm gonna start my watch. And I'm gonna count 2.5 minutes. Watch. Okay, cut. Okay, so George is stirring away. It's been 2.5 minutes. And you have to kind of, everything comes with practice, right? So the more you make it, the more you get used to it. You have to kind of see what the consistency is like. Hold the pot, George. All right, so it's pretty soupy, but again, it's going to thicken when it cools. So that looks pretty good. I'm going to turn off the heat, and I'm going to set it back here, and that's it. Okay. And George, you're going to take the stir out and go wash it. All right, thanks, George. And so the bacon's slowly going. I should have got this started sooner. The trick is always making everything so it's done at the same time. But really, it's going to take just a few minutes to cool before we can drink it, eat it anyway. But that's it. So we made culinary. It's already got the brown sugar in it, so it's going to be delicious. And bacon is on the way. So that's breakfast. So we have bacon, we got hot cereal, and we got apples and bananas. Oh my. So that's it. All right. Say goodbye, George.
Bye.
All right. Okay, so bacon is successfully cooked. Important, something we might not have talked about last time we made bacon. When you got the grease right here, do not pour this down the drain. It's really bad for the plumbing because it is a saturated fat. We'll talk about saturated fats in science class, but that means at room temperature it's a solid. So when you pour that down the drain, it solidifies and stuff gets stuck in it, and it'll like clog up the drain. So your mom or grandma or whoever probably has like a little can where they pour that stuff in. Or once it cools down, you throw it away. But wait for it to cool down first because you don't want to burn anything. But yeah, don't throw that down the drain. That's it. So we got bacon. George's over there eating the cereal, and that's breakfast. So hope you guys are having a good day.